every quarter when Adobe's about to report, I warn you, the Friday before that, the stock often sells off post-earnings, even when it shouldn't. Sure enough, tonight, Adobe delivered some terrific results. A clean top and bottom line beat with better-than-expected numbers for every segment and sub-segment. Management's guidance for the current quarter wasn't perfect. Their sales forecast came in light, even as their earnings forecast was fantastic. But their full-year forecast for 2024 was considered to be below expectations. As a result, the stock's gotten hurt after hours. Although, keep in mind, this thing came in hot, up 85% for the year going into the quarter. So maybe this is just the kind of periodic post-earnings pullback we're all used to from Adobe, which is, remember, one of the few companies that's already making money from artificial intelligence. Is there anything more to worry about? We got to find out. Let's check in with Shantanu Narayen. He's the chairman and CEO of Adobe. Get a better read of the quarter. Mr. Narayen, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thanks for having me, Jim. Great to be on your show.
Okay, so Shantanu, we'll deal with the guidance in a second, but I think sometimes you have to just focus on a quarter with $5 billion, first time, and we've got double-digit growth in every segment and sub-segment, better than expected sales for every segment, plus strong margins, healthy bottom line. To me, this is the story of the evening.
Thank you, Jim. Top to bottom, as you point out, it was absolutely a phenomenal year. When we think about Creative Cloud, we had the most number, a record number of subscriptions ever in the history of Creative Cloud. When you think about Document Cloud, the PDF business, 170 million in net new ARR, again, a record. The new innovation that we're delivering in the digital experience segment, our first $100 million quarter for Adobe Experience Platform and apps, over 700 million in the book of business. You pointed out profitability, tremendous usage of our AI, which, again, as you pointed out, we're the first large company to, I think, deliver on this AI across models and interfaces. So, you know, the team's done an absolutely outstanding job, and I could not be more proud.
Well, you mentioned AI. I want to go into that when it's from the context of the future. I think it's very hard to predict exactly what can happen. I listened to Sam Altman last night, the Times Person of the Year. He's talking about this thing going light speed. From what I can tell, guidance is difficult. But I do know that small, medium-sized business people have no interaction with AI other than from your company. Doesn't that mean that it's possible that things could get a little better than you think, just because you're the only place to turn to?
Well, first, as it relates to AI, you know, I think what technology has always done, Jim, is that technology makes accessible to every individual the ability to take what's in their head, and whether it's a creative expression, express it, whether you're a small and medium business to be able to do commerce, or whether you're a large enterprise to be able to predict what a customer wants, whether you're viewing media, whether you're doing some shopping. And so I think AI is going to be this profound impact that enables people to be more productive. And I believe that people who use AI will replace people who don't use AI, as opposed to computers replacing AI, which I know is one of the fears, and I'm not one who believes in that. I think as it relates to the guidance, let me touch on that as well, Jim. We take our guidance very seriously. We have tremendous momentum in the business. As it relates to digital media ARR, we are guiding to the highest number we have ever guided at the beginning of the year. We're guiding to the highest number we've guided in Q1. But perhaps, you know, expectations were higher. We take it seriously. We intend to go execute against the tremendous opportunity that we have, you know, and our shareholders will benefit from it.
Well, one of the things I was surprised to see, because you always list some customers, Document Cloud. This is, again, why I think things could be a little faster. I know you take your guidance seriously. I think about the customers. It's amazing to me. Bank of America, the VA, MasterCard, Volkswagen, these people, these are huge companies, and they are just discovering the Document Cloud. I mean, these are big wins that could turn into a lot of money.
We certainly believe that. And we talked about, you know, what a tremendous quarter we had for what we call transformational accounts. These are accounts, Jim, that are looking at Adobe and saying, everything as it relates to how I engage with customers, I want that to be based on the Adobe platform. When we think about all of the content that we're preparing, the whole content supply chain, how can we think about our brand, how we reflect our brand, how we produce all that content for localized? We're going to standard on Adobe Firefly and the content supply chain that you're providing. Documents certainly represents the currency of information within an enterprise. How can I take all that information, the knowledge management that exists, and make that so that every knowledge worker in the enterprise can become more productive. And to your point, that's where PDF really comes in. I mean, Liquid Mode, it's this innovation that we delivered on mobile devices. We've now delivered over 1 billion PDFs using Liquid Mode. So you're right. We think that that is a diamond in the rough. We will continue to invest in it, but just enable every enterprise to take advantage of all the information that exists.
Well, the one thing I am troubled by is I've been playing around with Figma. Frankly, my daughter loves Firefly, and she says, you got to check out this Figma. It's really terrific. And I don't see any overlap. I don't see anything that would make it so that the myriad competitors would be disenfranchised if you merged. And yet, I know the Justice Department's taking it seriously. They have to do that, and the Europeans. But with so many competitors, don't you have to say, look, the market is so big that this would not hurt it, and maybe have to challenge if the Justice Department goes against you?
Well, Jim, if you take a step back and zoom out, I think what we are seeing is really this confluence of creativity and productivity. And when you think about it like that, it's like every tech company, whether you have a platform and it's companies like Microsoft or Google or Apple or Meta or Amazon who also see all of this opportunity. And what we are trying to do is to say every surface that exists, whether that's a web browser, whether that's a mobile device, whether that's a desktop, we want to take the ability for what Figma has done with respect to creative, collaborative software on the web, combine that with what Adobe has done in our creative, and make it even more accessible for others. So you're right. It's an incredibly competitive landscape. And again, to your point, AI is going to change all of that. So thinking about markets in the conventional way is just the wrong thing to do. We think it's an adjacency. We really believe in our merits of the case, but the regulatory environment is challenging.
Yeah, totally. And to me, they should be thinking about all the competitors who haven't been formed yet, that 6 months from now will be in the scrum. Now, one last thing. Creative Cloud, the content is accelerating. Tailwind to the business. This, again, could prove to be upside, I believe, to your guidance.
We certainly hope so, Jim, and we are going to continue to do that. If you look at last year and the guidance that we gave at the beginning of the year, it was $1.65 billion. As the year progressed and we continued to execute against our strategic initiatives, we upped it to $1.75 billion, and then we ended the year at $1.9+ billion. And so, again, we're more focused on making sure that we can delight customers, we can create really compelling technology platforms that stand the test of time, and really attract the best and brightest to work for Adobe. And on all those fronts, I'm delighted with what we did in 23. We're going to continue to do that in 24, and I'm really excited and optimistic about our future.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I think it is about optimism. It's about the strength of the customer base, and it's about what you allow small and medium-sized business people to do, and young people, and students, and people who have a dream. That's why I love Adobe. I'm not changing my mind one bit. Shantanu Narayen, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Jim. I hope to see you when the Niners play the Eagles next.
Well, I hope that we get that far. I know you will. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Mad Money's back after the break.
Coming up, Cramer takes your calls. And the sky's the limit. It's a fast-fire lightning round. Next. Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.